Testing. 1, 2, 3. Why don't skeletons fight? Why don't skeletons fight? I made a video earlier today. I would like to share just a little bit about that video. That video spoke about one thing. It's a very simple thing. It seems like it's a very simple thing. When the gambler practices this one thing, it is a very simple thing to what I'm referring to, and it is something that you can do once or twice a day. I guarantee you 150% when you do this once, twice, number one, you're going to save money. Number two, you're going to save yourself from shame and pain. And number three, you're going to be establishing yourself in a different direction. Well, it's a very simple thing. Okay. The challenge that you have is that you may need a detox because of the rewiring. See what I'm referring to here, and I mentioned this in a video. It's a simple thing. It's a very, very simple thing. It's so simple that you can't do it. It is so simple that you can't do it. It is right in front of you. By the way, I see you there. Shout out to you for watching. It is right there in front of you. The challenge is that you can't do it. Thank you for the likes, by the way. Santos here, live, Stockton, California, for a little bit. Let's talk about metamorphosis. Let's talk about being born. The Bible says being born from above. CD by the Bay, welcome. Let me see. I can't see very well, but I'm going to try here. Let me see if I can see who's here with me here. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here, City by the Bay, because we're going to do our best to share some inspiration tonight here for just a little bit, all right? Is that okay? Can I share some inspiration with all of us? Elephant lover. How do you eat an elephant? How do you eat an elephant? Derek Garcia. I am very, very grateful to be learning every single day. Very grateful to be learning. And I recognize that most people are stuck because of the piping. Most of you that come to the channel, could some of this be your fault? Could some of it be your fault? It's the piping. See, the piping right here is clogged, right? I said this earlier that if you are willing to do one thing, it's a simple thing. It's very simple. If you stay with me, I'm going to share this with you. And you're going to say, "Well, I already knew this." Yes, you know it. The challenge that you have is executing. The challenge that you have is the piping up here. See, it's about rewired. If you're rewired, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to be able to take action. Why do we struggle? Why do we struggle? We struggle sometimes because there's something deeper. What is going on, right? Why am I doing this? What is going on? Should I really wrap myself up? Man, should I give myself some, you know what I'm saying? Should I really give myself some black and blues for this? Or should I investigate and say, wait a minute, why am I doing this? This is not behavior. This is not good behavior. Or this is, well, this is maybe not so bad behavior, but why? What is going on here? What is going on? I guess if you don't question yourself, then something's really off. Does that make sense, folks? Let me see. Everything is solely upon you. DQ, is that DQ? I'm not sure. It might be Dairy Queen the Great, or hey Jim, all the way from Tucson. Let me see what Jim has to say. Believe in our own bodies, that we are trapped in our feelings and emotions take us down the wrong path. Ah, excuse me here. Okay. I believe that there's truth to what you're saying, but we have to be, again, we have to be curious, continually seeking, right? We know that we're in a matrix. We know that a lot of things are fixed. There's a lot of things that are beyond our control that we think, well, I think I could control that or manipulate that. No, 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 there's things that are beyond our control. And but what is in your control? There's one thing that the gambler that wants to quit, that's having severe problems, there's one thing that gambler must do. And that gambler must get good at this one thing. It's a very simple thing. It's very simple, actually. I'm going to do my best to share this thing of what I'm sharing here, of what you guys are allowing me to share on this community. All right? Unless I forget or get distracted. Please remind me. There is one thing. The challenge is that you have a difficult time because of the plumbing, right? Your pipes. There is some clogging going on. I have to ask myself, Santos, are your pipes clogged up? Yeah, man. Do I have some clogging going on in my pipes? Of course I do, man. Right? If I wish I didn't. Sometimes I think I don't, but then I do. Anyways, uh, uh doing what's good. Let me see who's asking. I can see you're soft, hard, and nurtured. Nothing grows with love and understanding. Thanks for sharing. By the way, those of you if you're not subscribed to this community, if you're not subscribed, you're missing out. This is the greatest show on earth, folks. Right here. What are we talking about? We're talking about a faith based community where we all need to come together and grow, right? We need to come together and grow forward, not go forward. We need to grow forward. GROW. We need to metamorpho. It's called metamorpho. Jesus talked about it in John chapter 3, to be born from above, to be changed, to be from the inside like a caterpillar turns into a butterfly. I wonder if the caterpillar, as it's going through that change, if it's screaming, like in that cocoon. It's inside that cocoon. I don't know if I could handle being wrapped up in a cocoon and shit, like, being all squeezed up and all like cocoon like and shit. I mean, man, change is coming, but this hurts. This hurts. Anyways, can you imagine? There is knowledge in failure. Yes, there is. Thank you. If there's anybody in the comments, anybody, you're welcome to ask a question. But thank you to my moderators. Keep on the lookout. Now, if there's something that we should take a look at, make sure that before we moderate that into the world of moderation. Yeah, before we moderate into the world of moderation, make sure that we look at there might be something that we can learn even from sometimes we get trolls. I don't mind trolls as long as they're kind of respectful. I don't mind trolls, but if they're coming into you know plant pornographic shit or other stuff we don't need on this channel. We're talking about getting better gamers. We're talking about those that do the parlays, your bets, you're playing the cards, you're rolling dice, you're playing the roulette, or you're just making love to the slut machine. Isn't it? Sometimes I think about that, it's how wonderful it is for just a little bit. The slut machine gives you a little bit of love back every once in a while, and you give the slut machine more love. But it seems like you end up giving more love to the slut machine than the slut machine actually gives you. Isn't that the truth when you really think about it, when you add it up over time? When you add it up over time, doesn't it feel like, yeah, I've gotten some love from my slut machine, you know what I mean, in the casino, my slut machine? Or it doesn't have to be, it could be on your computer, what have you. It could be anywhere. You don't get love, man. Hey, vato, carnal, where's the love, man? How come you're treating me like this? I'm always giving you good love all the time. That's what it is, man. It's mind over matter, right? Mind over matter. Anyways, I'm gonna try to be here for just a few minutes. I can't see very well at night, man. It's hard. It's a challenge for me to. I'm I'm lacking minerals. I'm lacking protein. I'm lacking amino acids. All of those things. We got to find the good sources for those kinds of things. I do have sources, but it takes money to move. You know what I'm saying? It takes money. It takes money to better yourself, folks. The reality is that it takes money to better yourself, and there's no guarantee. There is no guarantee. Yet you can get yourself. You can make yourself better. You can get better. Yes, you can. Anybody that says no, well, then you should probably. I wouldn't listen to that person. Yes, you can get better. I'm gonna keep the P word out because there's a P word. You know which word I'm talking about? Many people use it. Well, I'm not. I'm not P. I'm not P. The P word, right? I'm not P. Nobody's P. The only P is God. God's the P word. And I am going to say this to the gamblers that are out there. Listen, stay with me. I'm not going to be here too long, but stay with me. If you get this one thing, listen, folks, this is freaking simple. And this applies towards any area of life. Really, it does. It really does. What I'm about to share in a little bit. It's just one thing. It's a simple act. And all you can do it once or twice. You can practice it 3 times a day if you want to. Don't cost you anything. Well, maybe some energy, you know, maybe some redirection. I'm going to do my best to remind myself. So remind me that I've got this thing that I want to share with those of you. And I'll tell you, it's going to be hard unless you are going through a detox and you're plumbing. Unless you're plumbing right here. You know what? Santos, do you have plumbing up there? I have plumbing inside like the main frame, the computer department. Like in fact, sometimes my computer runs hot. It needs the fans don't work. You ever have that happen inside your head? Like inside the main frame? Like the fans aren't cooling enough and you feel like you're overheating, like the PCU is overheating. You guys feel that, or is it just me? I don't know. I thought it was something human. Anyhow, it's keeping this thing here cool, right? Keeping it cool. It's like a radiator in a car. I believe that if you don't fix the radiator holes, or if the hose gets bad, or maybe it's the pump, right? The water pump. After a while, that water pump is going to mess you up. It's going to leave you on the side of the road. I think you got to change the water pump in order to get more cooling inside the engine, right? The pistons going back and forth in combustion, right? You ever feel that? You step on the gas and you get that power, man. Bang, bang, bang. You want to peel the tires out sometimes. You get roid rage. You get angry, especially when you lose a lot of money. Anyways, let's get back to the subject. The pipes. The pipes, man, they got to run clean. God help us. God help us right here. God help me. Forgive me for my sin. Forgive me. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Be ye transformed. Romans chapter 12. Be ye transformed. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind so that you can prove, test, prove what is the will of God, the perfect will, the right way. See that P word, it belongs to God. The only thing we can do is just get better, folks. That's it. The B word, right? The B word belongs to us. And I'm not talking about the word biatch. I'm talking about the B word, better. Make sense? By the way, I'm getting a little bit more better with my arm. For those of you that know what's been going on. Yeah, I still got, be careful, I'll give you the finger by mistake. uh, Remind me of that one thing. Remind me of that one thing that you must do in order. And you have to get good at this. You must get good at it. But if you're not doing it now, it's because you got clogged up plumbing upstairs, friend. You do. And I hate to say this to you, but you got to know the truth. What is that plumbing? There's too much stuff, man. Could be too many videos, too many programs. It could be too many sports programs. It could be way too much excessive gambling. I mean, beyond the point of you're getting close to the abyss, man, kind of stuff. If that makes sense, right? You're slipping into darkness. Why do we do what we do? Why do you do what you do? Why? Because you can. Because you can. And maybe you don't know any better, right? If you don't know any better, you're going to keep doing. Maybe you learned something as a child and you thought that it was a good thing. You thought that it was okay. But now you're realizing, man, That's not okay. That's not. I'm beginning to realize that's not okay. Is anybody else with me here? Let me see. Gambling got me out of the homeless shelter. Gambling got you out. Maybe gambling got you in the homeless shelter. No? Kind of sounds like the fisherman, right? The fisherman. He came out and he went fishing, and the fisherman he caught two little ones. They were underage. But the fishermen were out there all day. They didn't want to look bad, right? They caught two little ones. Instead, they said they caught the big fish, right? That's what it kind of sounds like to me, that UNC gambling got me out of the homeless shelter. I think it might be backwards. Maybe you're a fisherman. I'm not sure. Anyways, identify yourself if you want to. Let me know where you're from. I'm in Stockton, California. I'm here open live. I go live on during the week sometimes. I go live on Sundays for sure. So don't you bust my chops, man. All right? I got a DUI last week, July 17th. It was horrible. Horrible. Did I deserve that thing? Maybe. I don't think so. I wasn't doing anything wrong, right? If you're not doing anything wrong intentionally, but sometimes you can find yourself at the wrong place at the right time. And I was at the right time. And it happens. So, by the way, if you're not subscribed to this channel, listen, subscribe to this channel. So please subscribe, turn your notifications to all, comment, like, and share. You might know somebody that likes a good chocolate eclair, right? So don't just stare. All right. I think that's pretty fair if you dare. All right. I'm not the mayor. I'm just a coach. I got a license that I got about a few years ago. What else rhymes with my time? Send a dime. You can donate maybe some of your time. Just don't throw any lime. Uh, you have to have some spine. I don't know. Maybe the word my kind you'll find. I don't know. Anyways, that's the end of my rap. We'll leave it there. Look at that. All right, folks, I'm running out of time here. I've got just a few minutes left. I got to get off the airwaves, but I just wanted to thank you guys. Those that are inspiring me. I hope that you guys are staying also getting inspired by coming to this community. And it's like, what the heck just happened to me for 30 minutes? Who is this guy with the crooked fingers? Who is this guy? And my voice, 2, 3. Yep, it's still on. I can't see the color. Sometimes I got to see the, if I don't see the little light, little TikTok microphones. Hey, they work okay. At first, I don't know, for some reason, they just, when I first tried these, they didn't work so well. And I'm not sure if it's because of, of having jewelry on. And I said, well, you know what? I'm going to throw it in the drawer for a little bit and then see if I can pick it up 6 months later and see if it'll work better. Now it seems to be working okay. Little $6, $7 gig with a $12 shipping from China. No, I'm just joking on that one. That's not reality. I don't know where it comes from. I'm sure you know where it comes from. But let's not go there, okay? Let's not go there. Let's not talk about the skeletons, okay? We know why skeletons don't fight each other, right? You do know the answer to that. Why skeleton will not fight another skeleton. I'm not going to tell you, but if you know the answer, put it in the screen. Anyways, my moderators should still be on here. I'm not sure. Self-mastery in what? Jose Gonzalez. You know, I believe in, I'm a veteran, man. You know, I'm a Navy veteran. I was on a ship, big warship, and I have a I suffer from PTSD and some other things. So I believe that we should have self mastery in self. I believe that you should have self mastery in education. I believe that you should have self mastery in relationships, right? How should a man treat a woman, especially a man? How should a man that's been abused or was an abuser, but now he's free from those lifestyles or what have you? How should he treat a woman? How should a woman treat, self mastery? That's what we're talking about here. Use your imagination, Jose. Maybe you have self mastery in something that the world would might be enlightened to see, right? Who knows? I know this lady on TikTok. She creates these little potteries. These little potteries. They're just little bowls, little tiny bowls, and she puts these little tiny. I don't know where she gets them from the Hobby Lobby store, and she puts these little things together, and when the bowl's finished, she puts it on a little platter that spins. It's a little neat thing. It's a blessing. It's just a piece of art. But behind that, there's way more. You know what I mean, Jose? Behind that bowl and the little intricate little things that she puts together and all that stuff, I'm telling you, man, there's much more, right? People look at me and says, "Look at that guy, man. Who in the world does that guy think he is?" Man, I just hope that God uses me to speak to people. I hope God uses me to speak to me. you know, sometimes I'm telling you, sometimes we humans we can be something else to ourselves or because of other people, right? There's a lot of energies floating all around us. We think, well, how do we know that those energies, if you ever have a pinched nerve, if you ever have neuropathy, then you'll understand what I mean about energy. If you ever have neuropathy, you ever have pinched nerves where you actually feel the electricity that your body carries through it. So there's energy in people all around you. You know that. And either your battery is charged up enough all the time where you're actually giving energy, and sometimes that's draining, friend, because if not, you're the one that's needing energy. And where are you getting your energy from? You tend to become like that energy. So hopefully that explains. Self mastery is a concept, is a curiosity, a way of life, friend. Mangay, bueno, si no se ve nada, me voy. Si no se ve nada. What in the world? Let's say you have only one leg. And now the leg, huh? Hey, if you don't want this to happen to you, you better pay attention to your partner. Remember that movie scene about the leg? Let's say you have one leg and the good life is so ruined. If you can't, what do? Do you accept what you cannot run? Jim, that's a good question, right? Curiosity. There's people that are in wheelchairs, Jim. There's people that are in wheelchairs they can run circles around you and I, man. Would you agree with that? There's individuals in a wheelchair that can run circles around me. Literally. It's hard to judge. It's hard to think about a person. I have two legs. Sometimes it feels like I have three legs. The sciatic. But anyhow, um, who says that is the good life? The good life, the good life is not even here. The good life is not well, let me step back. The good life is being introduced here, I believe. I believe the good life is being introduced here while we're alive, while we're still here. Yet the good life does not come until you go through a certain portal, a certain door. There's a door, there's a passageway, there's an entrance. Unless you go through that entrance according to the Bible, then the only life that you have is what we have here on planet Earth. Could you have a good life here? Some people could have a decent life. 80 years, 90 years, if you get to live that long. We used to be able to live longer in the Bible times. I know people won't believe this, but there's people in the Bible that lived over 900 years, people that lived over 800 years, 400 years. Well, how can that be? We only live just up to maybe 120 years. The climate was different, the air, the food, the bodies were different. Well, now the bodies are still the same, but the bodies were not as affected as by pollution and oxidization and all of those toxins that are just we're breathing in. Do I believe people live that long? I believe it. It's in the Bible. I believe it. Do I understand it? No, I don't understand it. I could just put things together from what I see. So the good life, for me, the good life is something that I must work for, right? But yet I can't really work for it. I can't work for it. All I can do is read the Bible and pray and say, hey, God, I see the good life. I see it. Can you maybe, maybe you might have mercy on me. I see something in the Bible. I see some really unusual things in the Bible, right? Why do I see these things? Is it because I'm uh I'm psychic? I have a very low IQ. I got a disability. All I know is I see things in the Bible that are very, very, they're they're very real. They're just very real things that make 100% sense to me. They're like anchors. It's like in life, you hold on to anchors. You have anchors in life, right? It could be you might have a bank account with a large amount of money, possibly. If you had $1 million, right? That's an anchor. Well, I don't know about that. $1 million is not a whole lot of money, but it is a lot of money. But being an anchor, especially if you don't know how to use $1 million, it's not an anchor. That could actually be a nightmare for the wrong person. $1 million, possibly even get you killed. To be honest with you, $1 million in the hands of the wrong person, possibly get him killed easily, easily. And you'd think, well, $1 million would be a blessing, man. I would pay the bills. I would pay my car. I would get new tires. I would get all the same tires on my car. I would get all the same tires on my car. I would get a good insurance, right? I wouldn't try to just get liability. Man, I get full coverage. You know what I mean? I get all. Anyways, where am I going with all of this? I got to get off the airways, folks. I get too curious here, going off on a tangent. But I am going to share what I said. I said this in the beginning. If you hang out with me, I'm going to share with you what I believe will help you as a gambler if you're wanting to quit. It's one thing. It's one thing, and we're going to come to it here pretty soon here in less than a minute or two. It's one thing that you must practice. You can practice once or twice, 3 times a day. I can guarantee you that once you begin practicing this thing, you're going to save money, you're going to save yourself, and you're going to begin a new way. You're going to create a path for yourself, or at least you're going to begin creating a new path for yourself where you'll be able to say, hey, man, I got 2 days, 3 days behind me. You still got ahead, you still got forward, right? It's always about progress. Progress. Maybe it is about the P word, right? Progress. All right. What it is this, folks. You when you get tempted, the moment that you get temptation or trigger, you got to do 2 things. Actually, one thing. You got to distract that trigger that is not what you want. Well, Santos, that's kind of challenging to do that. Well, I told you that. I told you in the beginning. I said most of you will not be able to do this. You're not going to be able. Well, why not? Because your pipes are clogged, friend. Your pipes are clogged. You've got too much media. You've got too much. What was that? Those television programs with those beautiful actors. These are the days of our lives. You know, as the world turns, you've got too much. You've got too much of these. What I don't know. What do you want to call it? You've got too many distractions going on. Your pipes are clogged up. I do too, man. I need detox also. You're not the only one. You guys on the other side, you think that you might, well, Santos, you don't know me, man. You don't know what kind of detox I need. I don't know, but I'm glad that you recognize that you need some detox. These pipes up here need to remain clean, at least as much as possible. And may God help us. May God help us to do this thing so that we can at least, like Jim's asking some great questions. I don't have all the answers. I know one thing. I have 2 legs, man. And actually, there was an attorney that was in a car accident, and he was amputee. He was an amputee, and he would win cases in court. He would win cases in court. He had many great clients, but after that accident, something happened. You know what I mean? The attorney could just not win a case in court anymore for his clients. Well, why not, Santos? He didn't have a leg to stand on. He only had one. Anyways, that's supposed to be a joke, all right? Maybe you laughed a little bit. I might be a little slow on that one. So exercise, right? Exercise, drink some water, listen, do some exercise for yourself. Get off the couch, get out there, walk, right? Don't, because if not, you're going to end up you'll get a beer belly. And Santos, do you have a beer belly? I don't want to show you my beer belly, man. I got to get out there and walk myself. Drink water. Put minerals in your water. Trace minerals in your water if possible. Make sure you're getting enough protein, right? Amino acids. What are the amino acids your body needs? You need water, you need proteins, you need aminos. However you get those good sources, get them into your body. That way you're also detoxing. You're unclogging the pipes up here. The up here we have a computer, right? It's like a computer room, man. And it has to run cool. That computer room where your mainframe, your PC, I don't know. If I was going to name my PC, what would I name it? I don't know. I would Maybe I would name it Metamorpho. There we go. My PC name is Metamorpho. Where did that come? Comes from the word metamorphosis. Comes from the verse of the Bible, John 3:3. Unless a man is born from the unless a man is born of the Spirit and of water, he cannot enter into the kingdom. Right? All right, let's get back to the ending here. Let's talk about this one thing. And like I said, you must resist trigger, you must resist temptation. That's the only way that you're going to do it. You must resist temptation. The first time that you do it, it will get easier. The second time, this is something that you can practice, you can think about, you can do it several times a day. And I told you, I said, Santos, but wait a minute. You didn't tell us. No, I told you, I said, this isn't going to be easy. For some of you, you may not be able to do this. Because again, right, your plumbing's clogged up. You have to say no to temptation that one time. That's going to lead to a number exercise of number 2. Remember, I said you can do this 2 or 3 times a day. You got to start out with one, though. Is it simple? Is that simple to do? Yes, it's simple to do. The question is, can you do it? It's simple, right? Oh, all I got to do is just distract the trigger in my mind, in my life. That's all I got to do is just distract it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Right? Point blank. That's it. Wow. But Santos, do you know what you're asking me to do? Well, think about it, friend. I don't know what you're looking for. Progress and becoming better. So, listen, I'm going to be live again on Sunday. We're going to talk about change. We're going to challenge each other for change. And somebody said, well, wait a minute. Who's create change? You create change for yourself. I don't know what you need. Create change for your wallet. Create change for your home. Create change for your car. Create change for your online business. Create change for your work. Create change for your clothing if that's what you want. Create change for bathing. Maybe you don't bathe enough, or maybe you bathe too much. You're taking off too much pH off your skin, man, and it's hurting you. Yeah, can you bathe too much? Probably. There's a lot of chemicals in the water, I guess. So that's metamorphosis. That's creating change. And you, again, you on the other side, you have to decide what it is. What Right? What is it that I could change? What is it that I would want to change? And if there's nothing that you want to change, maybe you can help create change in others. Make sense? All right. So there it is, folks. There it is. It's that first trigger when you say no. That's it right there. That's all right. You got your car back. That's great. Yes, Linda Catalano. Thank you. Yes, I had some support from the community. I will mention, no, I won't mention any names, but there was a generous person that works with me. He was able to help me, and we're able to pray, and it happened. You know, the little red beast, the wagon, the I usually call these videos. I used to call them car talks, micro video car talks. But anyhow, maybe we'll get back car talk radio. But it is a podcast, so thank you for visiting with us here. We're getting ready to end the program. Irma Perez was hidden by Yumoto. I'm not sure what Emma. Um, what is she trying to say? We're going to want to keep everything clean. Life happens, then everything works out. Yes. Yes. And we should be working out, right? One of the greatest things that I'm always talking about today is also working out because we need blood to the brain. A lot of people don't realize that, I'm not as fast as I used to be. I think I've slowed down quite a bit because I deal with some issues, but we need to get blood up here. We If we don't get blood up here, man, we're not going to be thinking about stuff. You have to get blood up here, right? It's like an elevator sometimes. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes my head feels real heavy, like it wants to just like lean over like a brick, like maybe 65 pounds or something, just plop and oh man. But then again, you got the electrical cords and shit. You got all of those streets in your neck and all of those maps. It's like if you were to look at your body, it almost looks like a map inside with all the arteries going here and splitting off in different directions and shit. All kinds of, it would look like a map. Literally like a map if they laid it down flat on a piece. Yeah. Anyways. Um Hi Laura. So thank you guys for hanging out. Appreciate, like I said, remember, support the mission if you feel supported. If you want to support others, $7 or more, you can always donate $7 or more, or if you can donate it $3, or maybe you can donate $20, what have you. Whatever you can do, that's fine. Support the mission. I'm going to continue to give out the PDFs. Those are completely free. Free. I think those are excellent. Many people are asking for those. I say many. There's quite a few more people that are asking for them these days. So that's a free PDF downloadable, quick guide with video, and you have access to me if you have a question. You got something, Santos this or the other thing. I don't understand it. Boom, 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 boom. With less than 24 hours, you get an email. You send it to me. I respond. Right. And well, Santos, I don't like your answer. Okay, we'll try this one instead. Okay, well, you better like this one because I'm not sending anymore. No, I'm just joking on that one. But you do have support. You do have support for emails there on the PDF quick guide. Um, we've got Mateo, who's doing some one-on-one kind of coaching with me a little bit. I hope he's holding on. He had a week, 8 days already, and congratulations to those of you that still have you're fighting, man. You're saying no to the temptation, right? You're detoxing from up here. It's hard when you're not detoxed up here, when the plumbings are clogged up. It's hard to look at the temptation and say no to it. Then you have to say, man, what is going on? What is causing me to think this way? All right, folks. Hey, Mark. All right, who else wants to say hello before I leave the wonderful world of the podcast? And we'll be back here on Sunday. Lord willing, we'll be back here on Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Right? Let me see if I got another joke for you guys. Not that I'm the best, right? I'm not the funniest person on the podcast. Well, maybe sometimes I can be a little funny. So a big brown bear walks into a pub. Let me see if I can get this one right. Big brown bear walks into a pub. He slams the door. Right? He's thirsty. He walks into a pub. So Jim comes over to him and he says, "Hey, brown bear, what do you want to drink? And why the long pause?" I know I got you guys. I got somebody fell off the chair laughing. I know you did. You dirty rat, you. All right, folks. Thank you for the hangout again. Remember to support the mission. Barry, Rob, give us the second thing. Oh, let me see. Did I give us the second thing? Let me see. Barry, Rob, what was I talking about there? I lose myself. The second thing. Let me see if I can go back. Well, I talked about the main thing, which was the first thing that I spoke about. This is the one thing that the gambler must do, and the gambler must do it a couple times a day, but starts out with one. I'm not sure what's the second thing, but if you got the question in there, maybe I'm off a little bit. Safety on the roads, Mark. Safety on the roads. Safety on the roads. Big thanks to Jim. Thank you for moderating those of you that were here and were willing to spend. So we'll see you Sunday. All right. Again, we have the PDF. Oh, we got the one-on-one coaching that I do. What was the second thing? Well, we do the PDF. We do if somebody wants to speak with me, we can do that. There's a little bit of a hey, if somebody wants to chat, video chat with me for about an hour or so about whatever, it doesn't matter as long as it has a purpose to it. You know what I mean? As long as our conversation has purpose to it. Because I don't want to just talk by video with somebody and just talk about Donald Trump's visit to Mar-a-Lago a year ago or something like that. That wouldn't help any. Yeah. So Sunday, we'll see you guys. Barry Robb said distractions when tempted. Yeah, be safe out there, friend. Be safe. Barry Robb, distractions. Well, I think maybe I was speaking about number one. I mean, the only two things that you can do, right, is you have to avoid it. You have to find a way to avoid it, number one, but it's through a distraction. You have to distract the distraction. And once you do that once, it's simple to do. It is very simple to do. It is simple. The question is, well, why don't more people do it? That's exactly why don't people do it? Why? You can only answer that for yourself. Well, I believe one of the reasons is obvious is because you're not ready to stop gambling. You still believe that you're going to win. You still believe that you're going to hit a payday. So there's something there. Maybe it's not even about the money, right? Maybe it's not about the money, but there's just something going there that you can't almost live without. It's not even about the money maybe anymore to you. But there's just something about going there, going to that place, doing what it is that you need to do, what have you. It makes sense? It's not even about money. But for most of us, right, if we gambled, man, I want to hit the big jackpot, the million. All right, folks. Mr. Fart. Mr. Fart. Okay. It's about the rush. I like when you are on the edge. Yes, it is about the rush. You're true. Especially men look forward to challenge. I don't know about women. I think women have a challenge. They like a challenge, but it's a difference between a man and a woman. A man actually, when a man is challenged, he's going to fight back big time. We know that, right? And it is true. We seek when we don't have that, when we're bored, when we don't have anything going for us, maybe what have you, we could have a lot of money or sitting aside. We start getting temptation and we get ourselves into problems and we start rolling the dice. And that's it. It's over. So we do look for a challenge, and it is about the rush. Yeah. You are on the edge and slowly cross the rainbow of love. And then if you hit a jackpot, right? That's really interesting. If you hit a big jackpot, I've never hit a big jackpot. I've hit jackpots. I've never hit 20,000 or 40,000 or 68,000. You know, I the person that I last spoke with, a nurse, she won $68,000. $68,000 is a little bit of money. It's a pretty good size of money. It goes quick. I can tell you that much. It can go very quick, right? Or you can multiply it. if you learn how to multiply, you can multiply those 68,000. I know that's even risky also, but I'll tell you what, if you continue to gamble, that 68,000 isn't going to last you at all. And that's exactly what happened to that nurse. She lost the $68,000 that she won. Isn't that sad? I mean, wow. Man, $68,000. I'd be able to pay off my vehicle, pay off all my credit cards, and I'd had some left over. Wow. All right, guys. The challenge, man, you know how it is. Ego is real and makes you think about the cave of passion. Yep. Shout out everyone breaked up in the chat. All right, folks, I'll see you guys on Sunday. Listen, it's either do or die, right? It's either do or die, man. And by the way, if you go looking for problems, if you go looking for shit, you're going to find shit. Work on what you can see right now. Work on what it is that you can see. If what you can see is just a little mote, like a little piece of wood that's sticking out of your eye, figuratively speaking, right? That's all you see, man. You just see a little piece of wood sticking out of your eye. Pull that little piece of wood out. It'll help you see better for sure. All right. We'll see you Sunday. We'll see you at the top on the inside. Bam, make it happen for the next one. Peace through strength.